What's up, everyone, and welcome to Project XTalk Extra, your weekly podcast supplement from Project XTalk. I'm your host, Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon, and I'm joined for his very first Project XTalk Extra, White Sea Deer, Ethan. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. We just came off of a great podcast, and I'm ready to keep going with this. Ready, keep going with the train. Let's go.
Absolutely. We also have baby boy himself, Aman. How you doing?
Doing as great as always.
That's right. It's getting late over there uh, in the UK. And then we also have the voice from the abyss, Garrett. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing smashing.
Yeah, you playing some Halo Infinite still?
No, I paused it. We were in between
Just
rounds
playing
right now.
Infinite the entire podcast.
Okay, guys. Well, if you're new to Project X Talk, make sure to like, share, subscribe. We bring you the weekly news, we bring you reviews, other gaming content, and we're also available on all audio platforms. So please head over there, follow, give us ratings. It helps us grow, and we appreciate it so much. Project X Talk Extra is where we break down the news stories that didn't quite make the main show. And let me tell you, the main show this week was packed. So if you haven't seen it, go listen to it. But today, we're going to talk about Ken Levine, specifically his new game. Because according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, Ken Levine, the creator of Bioshock, his next game is currently in development hell. Pulling from The Verge, quote, Levine's studio Ghost Story Games and its long-awaited debut project have been plagued by shifting design goals and over-ambitious vision. According to Schreier, the team was meant to release a small game in 2017, which would have been a sci-fi shooter on a space station where three factions respond to players' choices. But apparently, the project has been rebooted multiple times and currently has no name or release date. Bloomberg's article also says that part of the delay stems from Levine's mercurial management style and perfectionism, where he apparently scraps months worth of work, and several former employees have spoken out against his management style. The game that he is working on has been in development for 8 years. Ken Levine is often described as an auteur, much like Hideo Kojima, and Bioshock, his series that he is known for, is currently going on without him. So, guys, initial reaction. I'm not the biggest Bioshock guy, so Ken Levine isn't someone I know too much about. I know we have Bioshock fans here on the panel. Garrett, I know you love Bioshock, so I'm gonna start with you. Are you upset to hear this? What's your thoughts? Do you know much about Ken Levine?
Yes, I actually watched like a little documentary on him. Personally, I think like he is just like a person who got ripped on by the company before like bullying companies was cool. Like if Hiro Kojima that happened 10 years before would have went the same way. I'm thinking. Because like in his own right, I played his games, creative genius with his environmental storytelling.
Mhm.
But I also get when you work with geniuses, they're some of the most difficult people to work with. So I could perfectly get like if something doesn't match his vision, scrapping months. But I just hope that his vision does come to light and not one that he cut for whatever reason. He's one of the few people that I'm just like, let him do his thing.
Nice. Okay. Aman, are you familiar with Ken Levine?
Yes, I have played the Bioshock, the remastered version of all three of them. Great games, great storytelling. I made the video on Bioshock for the details about it. Sounds great. I think Ken Levine, he tells great stories, as Garrett said, through the environment. That's probably one of the best parts about Bioshock. I am upset to hear that his next game is probably going to be out, take quite a while now, especially since that has been in development since like 2014.
Mhm.
So that's kind of shocking. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say about it. Disappointed, yes, but scrapping months worth of work just to like bring to life his perfect vision. I don't know.
You're okay with that?
No.
Okay. All right.
And
Just couldn't tell by your reaction
Yeah.
if you were like, that's not okay, or
yeah,
you
it's
know.
not okay. So, I mean, like, I get that he wants to create his perfect vision, but
Mhm.
like again, people have worked on that for like months. You can't just scrap it. You can improve it, but not scrap it.
Yeah. Ethan, what are you thinking over there?
Yeah, so these things happen in the video game industry. I think last year we learned about the 50-something million dollar Take-Two project that got canned. This thing happens all the time. And somebody that I follow, Gary Whitta, he's a writer. He worked on the Star Wars and he worked on some video games too. And he's a big part of the industry. He says that 90% of the stuff you write, it just doesn't get made, and it can suck. But if this is truly the management style of this, I'm not familiar with this person, and I'm not super crazy into the Bioshock series. I've played a couple of the games. But if this truly is his management style, it is a toxic management style, and working under somebody like that can be very, very difficult, especially if you're putting your heart and soul into a project. So if that's true, that he is the one making the sole decision to scrap months worth of work, I don't feel bad for him. And this game belongs in development hell. If it was a collective group decision between the writers and the developers saying this ain't jiving with us, this isn't working out, then fine, that's okay. Hopefully they can get their act together. But yeah, that's all I got to say on this topic.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know just based on how past employees have described him, they get frustrated when things get scrapped, obviously, because it is their hard work. But then the final product speaks for itself in terms of quality.
That's what I was sort of like thinking, right? When I was sort of thinking that, I thought primarily that Steve Jobs interview, when they made like the little iPhone version 1, and then he put it in like a thing of water and said, "You're done when all the bubbles are gone." Like that's how much space you could remove. Like that some of these people are notoriously hard to work with, and don't get me wrong, I have worked with people on that, not those figures in life, but those people that think that they're on that level, and they do create a product that does revolutionize things. Like I'm not gonna lie on that department. Like, so it's one of those that maybe the juice is worth the squeeze. Time will tell.
I just wonder, because his studio is under Take-Two, so this is costing them money. It's already been 8 years. I know that they are like, we want you to produce us the next like hit like Bioshock, but how long does he realistically get? It's been 8 years and he has nothing to show for it until Take-Two is like, we're not gonna fund this anymore. Like,
but
time to put up or shut up.
They have the history of putting the axe on projects in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for the fact that they've let him go for 8 years, he must be showing them something promising.
Yeah, I mean, his game apparently is supposed to be, it's described as like Lego blocks, and what that means is your actions determine what happens in the game. So he's very much been influenced, from what I read, by games like Shadow of War and those types of systems where your actions influence in the background. I don't know if he just doesn't have the studio power to make that come to light at this point, because he did, go off, form his own small team.
Or maybe the tech power of working off of, like, let's say with WB's Nemesis system patents. If he was interested in those systems, and most of those things are patented nowadays, that could also, sorry, I'm just winging it as we speak, but wouldn't that sort of explain the scrapping months of things? Like, hey, this failed the process. Damn it. Because if that's what he's trying to do, you're going to run into times when you develop an entire new system that gets scrapped, right? Yeah. So actually, that, in fact, justified it for me a little bit more just as we're doing this. All right. Feel more secure.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, my big thing is, how long does he have? I think there will be multiple publishers that will give him, like, if Take-Two gets sick of him, is like, we're done, I think there's other publishers that'll come in and be like, hey, we know what you're like, we know how you work, and that's fine. We're gonna believe in your vision.
Yeah, this is exactly where Xbox or PlayStation could come into play. He could easily go to one of them and be like, here, I have this game idea, help me fund it, give me your technology. Yeah. And I think Xbox and PlayStation have much more advanced technology than Take-Two does, if I'm not mistaken.
The
resources they have.
Got more money.
I would put more money in, or I would put more money, like, on a bet Microsoft would have the tech edge. just because it's not them renting the Azure system off PlayStation.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
But yeah, I want to say one thing on the business side of things. Obviously, if you have a vision as a creator or writer, you have to be financed by somebody. And so you go to that person, you say, hey, I got this vision. They say, looks good. We can make money off of it. Here's a bunch of money to make it. They have to get regular progress updates. This thing happens in the movie industry all the time, where you have a director and they're trying to make a movie and they keep asking for more and more and more money. And eventually a studio is just going to be like, listen, I just gave you $50 million last week. And you threw away all the work that you spent that money on, and they're going to get sick of them sooner or later. And if it's true 8 years, I mean, that's Take-Two is being very patient, I think, with this person. So
it just goes to show how much credibility Bioshock has bought him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything else to say. Does anybody have any closing comments?
No. If you're listening, don't make it a one franchise and done. You can do something else magically. Do well.
All right. Well, guys, I've been Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon. You can find me at the Muffin Mon. That's a 1 instead of an I and an O instead of an A. Amon, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Amon_M05.
Garrett
Way1G on Xbox and Twitter.
and Ethan.
you can find me at WhiteSeaDeer1 on Twitter and also at twitch.tv/WhiteSeaDeer.
Everyone, thank you for watching Project XTalk Extra every Monday. Make sure to come check it out. Podcast live 5 p.m. on Thursdays. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff that YouTubers tell you to do. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.